We will wait for 2 minutes, then we will start. So in previous session, we have studied about the what is the axial flexibility and axial stiffness. Now, in this session, we will discuss about the remaining displacement. Now we will start with transverse displacement. Now, so whenever there is a sinking of support, whenever there is a sinking of support or settlement of support is occur, in that case, this transverse kind of displacement can be seen. Okay. So due to a loading condition, it may have the deflection, or due to the sinking of support, due to the sinking of support. So in that case of sinking of support, it may happen that either right end it will have the settlement like this, right end it will have the settlement, or left end it will have the settlement. So these two cases already we have discussed. If the right end it is having the settlement, so both end at the both the end moment generated will be anti-clockwise, and the amount will be 6 ci delta by L square. And if the left end it is having the settlement or the sinking of support, moment generated at both the ends will be clockwise, and the amount will be 6 ei delta by L square. So these two cases for the sinking of support we have discussed. Now, corresponding to this case, what is the transverse displacement that you have to see? Now, this is the case. So in this particular case, the right end B, it is having the settlement of delta. It is given. It is having the settlement of delta. If the right end it is having the settlement, then we know that if the right end it is having the settlement, then moment generated it will be at both the end A and B, and the moment will act in the anti-clockwise direction. Now see here, it is anti-clockwise at A as well as anti-clockwise at B. So movements are anti-clockwise, so that's why movement will be minus, and the amount we know, minus 6 ei delta by L square. So this is the movement if the right end it is having the sinking, 6 ei delta by L square anti-clockwise, at A also 6 ei delta by L square anti-clockwise आहे, त्यामुळे हे मायनस घेतलेलं आहे इथं, ठीक आहे. But these are the movements. These are the movements. Now, what we are interested in, so in this flexibility, no doubt we have to find out the displacement delta when our force is unity. When our force is unity. So this is the concept, because the flexibility is nothing but this is the displacement caused by the unit force. We have to find out the displacement value when the force is unity, means force is 1. So here we know the movements acting at both the ends, and movements are acting in the anti-clockwise direction. Now, corresponding to these two movements, this is the one movement and this is the second movement. Corresponding to these two movements, we have to find out the force. Okay, because in case of flexibility, we have to find out the displacement due to the unit force. म्हणजे आपल्याला फोर्स फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे. इथं काय इनिशियली दोन मुवमेंट आहेत आणि दोन्ही मुवमेंट आहेत अँटी क्लॉकवाईज. ए ला पण अँटी क्लॉकवाईज आहे आणि बी ला पण अँटी क्लॉकवाईज आहे. नाउ द करस्पॉन्डिंग कपल we have to find out. Corresponding couple means if movements are acting in the anti-clockwise direction, then the couple will act in the opposite direction. Okay, इथं movement आहे anti-clockwise, इथं पण movement आहे anti-clockwise. So to balance that movement, couple will be developed. What is the couple? Two unlike parallel forces. This is the couple. Okay, parallel forces असतात दोन, unlike parallel forces. Movement काय आहे? Anti-clockwise आहे. So to balance the anti-clockwise movement, we have to apply the clockwise couple. Clockwise couple काय असेल मग? Left reaction upward, right reaction किंवा force असेल downward. Now this couple it will give the effect of clockwise. This couple it will give the effect of clockwise. Now at this both the end 2 end 1, movement will be this movement 6 ei delta by L square. We have to find out the force P. Okay, now here the couple is shown. This is upward, this is downward. These are the forces. These are the forces of couple. Now we have to find out the force P. How to find out the force P? As for the beam end A and B, movements are acting. दोन्ही एंडला movement आहेत आणि आपल्याला force find out करायचा आहे. So what is that force? Summation of movement divided by length L. Suppose this beam is having the length L. So summation of the moment, that will be 6 EI delta by L square plus 6 EI delta by L square. This is for the end B, 6 EI delta by L square. Okay. Summation of moment divided by length L. So if you do so, so what we get, the value of force is 12 EI delta by L cube. So this is the force we have got. Our force कसा आला? Summation of two moment at the ends divided by span of the member L. So likewise, if you do so, so the force will be P is equal to 12 EI delta by L cube. L cube आहे ते. Why L cube? Because this is L square. Okay. Divided by L. So L square into L, that will be L cube. That will be L cube. Means the force will be now P is equal to 12 EI delta by L cube. Okay. And we have to find out the transverse flexibility. And what is the flexibility? Displacement caused by the unit force. Means we have to find out the displacement. We have to find out the displacement delta by considering force is equal to 1. Force is equal to 1. Means here in this formula of force, we have to find out the flexibility, means we have to find out this delta when P is equal to 1. When P is equal to 1. Now tell me what is the flexibility for this formula. Flexibility काय असेल मग? What is the flexibility? Displacement caused by the unit force, means we have to work out for the delta. We have to write down the delta in terms of all other parameters and put P is equal to 1 and put P is equal to 1. म्हणजे आपल्याला डेल्टाचं इक्वेशन लिहायचं आहे आणि P is equal to 1 पुट करायचं आहे. मग काय येतं? That will be your flexibility. काय येईल सांगा? And the formula is P is equal to 12 EI delta by L cube. चला P is equal to 1 पुट करा आणि डेल्टाचा फॉर्म्युला काय येईल सांगा. येस, कोण सांगेल? Delta in terms of all other parameter and put P is equal to 1. That is your flexibility. And if you rearrange this term, yes, हा अमरनाथ सांग.
Delta is equal to L cube upon 2LEI.
Yes, very good. So flexibility or delta, it is the displacement when the P is equal to 1. P काय झाला? 1 झाला. आपल्याला काय फाइंड आउट करायचं? डिस्प्लेसमेंट डेल्टा. सो रिअरेंज जर केलं तर काय भेटेल? L cube divided by 12 EI. Very good. So this is the transverse flexibility. So transverse flexibility in this case, it will be L cube divided by 12 EI. Displacement caused by the unit force. म्हणजे काय? डेल्टा फाइंड आउट करा आणि P is equal to 1 पुट करा. So this will be L cube divided by 12 EI. Correct. Now, what is the transverse stiffness? What is the stiffness for this parameter? Stiffness. We know flexibility and stiffness are inverse to each other. So that's why the transverse stiffness will be 12 EI by L cube. Inverse of flexibility 12 EI by L cube. Now these are the parameters, or these are the flexibility and stiffness in case of the transverse displacement. Okay. Now next displacement, it is the bending displacement, or we can say flexural displacement. Now for that flexural displacement, force P required for the flexural displacement is given by P is equal to 4 EI delta by L. So this is the force. So this force is required for the displacement due to the bending. Displacement due to the bending case. That P is equal to now 4 EI delta. Instead of delta 3, you can consider delta. Now P is equal to 4 EI delta divided by L, and the derivation of this we can get from the Macauley's method. So आता एवढंच लक्षात ठेवा, force required during or force given by bending displacement P is equal to 4 EI delta by L. Now tell me, what is the flexural flexibility using this formula? Flexibility काय असेल मग? फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी मध्ये काय करायचंय, फाइंड आउट द डेल्टा and put P is equal to 1. Write down the formula in terms of delta for delta and put P is equal to 1, because flexibility is displacement caused by unit force. Put P is equal to 1 and write down the formula for delta. That will be your flexibility. मग इथं काय असेल बघा, 4 EI delta by L, that is equal to P. Now P should be 1 for the flexibility. Here P should be 1. So this should be 1. So what we are getting for delta then? सांगा, डेल्टाचा फॉर्म्युला काय होईल? P जर 1 केलं तर from this, Mahesh. What is delta? That if you consider unit force, so that will be L divided by 4 EI by putting P is equal to 1. So this is nothing but the flexural or bending flexibility. That is L divided by 4 EI, and the flexural stiffness will be 4 EI by L. So these terms are very, very important for your unit number 4, stiffness. Okay. Now last displacement, that is the twisting or torsional displacement. So delta is given by PL by G into K. Then flexibility will be, suppose this is the formula of delta. Okay. Angle of twist is given by PL divided by GK. Then what is the torsional flexibility? कौन सांगे? Torsional flexibility. Rohan, roll number 49. If delta is equal to PL by G into K, then what is torsional flexibility? Yes. Torsional flexibility, put P is equal to 1, displacement caused by the unit force. Now this P is replaced by 1, so L by G into K, that will be our torsional flexibility. L by GK, and stiffness will be GK by L. Now these are the 4 kinds of displacement we have discussed, and we have derived the concept for flexibility and stiffness. So moreover, these 4 concepts are required in unit number 4. Okay, but these are the basics you should know, because flexibility and stiffness, these are exactly opposite concept, inverse to each other. So that's why you should know. But these concepts are required in unit number 4. Now in this unit number 3, there are 2 chapters. Chapter number 1, it deals with the application of this flexibility method to the truss, and next is application of this flexibility method for the beam and frame. Okay, now we will discuss we will start the first part, that is application of this flexibility method to the trusses. Okay, now what is the flexibility matrix? Now here the major unknowns in this flexibility method are the redundant forces. As we have discussed this flexibility method, it is also called as the force method. It is also called as the force method. So primary unknowns are our redundant forces. Primary unknowns are the redundant forces, and this flexibility matrix, what we are getting in the further analysis in compatibility equation. So this matrix, it is always a square matrix. लक्षात ठेवा, these are the properties important for your competitive exam point of view. Flexibility matrix, it is the square matrix which depends on, हे कशावरती डिपेंड असेल, which depends on DSI value. म्हणजे परत तुम्हाला DSI समजला पाहिजे, DSI 1. DSI जर करेक्ट फाइंड आउट केला तर सगळं कॅल्क्युलेशन पुढचं बरोबर येणार आहे. बिकॉज इन दिस फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी मेथड द स्टेप नंबर 1 इज टू वर्कआउट फॉर द DSI. DSI इनिशियली फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. Because flexibility matrix, it is the square matrix which depends on the DSI. DSI ला आपण काय म्हणतो, redundant forces or degree of redundancy. If DSI of any structure is suppose n, small n, then the flexibility matrix will be of order n by n. Okay, what it indicates, suppose for a given beam or frame, DSI is equal to DSI or R is equal to suppose 1, then your square matrix, it will be of order 1 by 1. Suppose DSI is 2, then your square matrix, flexibility matrix, will be a square matrix of order 2 by 2. If DSI is 3, then matrix will be of order 3 by 3. Matrix will be of order 3 by 3. Okay, so as far your syllabus is concerned, maximum unknown, so DSI जे आहे unknown आहे ते किती असणार आहे, मॅक्झिमम 3 असणार आहे. If the DSI limit is maximum is 3, so your this flexibility matrix maximum काय असेल, matrix will be of order 3 by 3. 3 by 3 चा matrix असेल maximum. Not 4 by 4, because as per your syllabus the DSI value is restricted in unit number 3 as well as 4. किंवा तुमच्या पूर्ण सिलेबस मध्येच मॅक्झिमम अननोन 3च आहेत. बिकॉज 3 by 3 मॅट्रिक्स, 3 by 3 इक्वेशन्स वी कॅन सॉल्व ऑन दी कॅल्सी इझिली. दॅट्स वन. सो दिस फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी मॅट्रिक्स काय लक्षात ठेवायचं, स्क्वेअर मॅट्रिक्स विच डिपेंड्स ऑन द DSI. इफ DSI is n, flexibility matrix will be of order n by n. Now this is the typical flexibility matrix. In general flexibility matrix, so this is the element A11. So if there are n number of columns, so this will be A1n, n number of rows AN1, and this is the last element ANN. Okay, so this is the general square matrix. Now these are the diagonal element, that will be AII, or we can say AIJ. Okay, AII, then suppose AJJ. So these are the diagonal element, means A11, A22, 33, 44, 55 up to NN. These are the diagonal members, principal diagonal members, and these principal diagonal members are always positive. हे कसे असतात, these are always positive. These are the direct coefficients, whereas non-diagonal element means your AIJ. Okay, AIJ, where I is not equal to J, where I is not equal to J, म्हणजे काय असते element A12, 21, 23, 43, likewise AIJ. These are the indirect coefficient. So that indirect coefficient, they may be positive or they may be negative, but the principal diagonal element काय असतील, always positive. So these are the properties of the flexibility matrix. Okay, now we will apply this concept of flexibility matrix to the our first chapter, that is for the analysis of trusses. Application to the pin jointed plane truss. Pin jointed plane truss. And this part or this chapter, it will be same what we have discussed in the SA1. SA1 मध्ये जे झालेलं आहे तेच इथं आहे. So just you have to apply the concept of flexibility. One small bit is changed, but the rest analysis, how to find out the DSI, P analysis, K analysis as it is from your SA1. But before starting with the syllabus, you should know some basic things of the truss analysis. Truss analysis च्या काही basic गोष्टी तुम्हाला माहित पाहिजे. मग काय माहित पाहिजे? First will be your what is DSI for the trusses, no doubt. Then what is P analysis and what is K analysis, because all these things already we have covered in SA1. SA1 मध्ये already झालेला आहे DSI, P analysis and K analysis. Now we will discuss one by one. So what is the DSI value for the truss? What is the DSI value for the truss? आठवतोय कोणाला? DSI of the truss. DSI for the truss. Basically, what is DSI? Degree of static indeterminacy. It is total number of unknown forces. DSI is nothing but the total number of unknown forces, and that forces may be the external forces or internal forces. Okay, what is DSI in single sentence? These are the unknown forces. काय म्हणायचं? DSI are nothing but the these are the unknown forces. It may be external reaction असतील. External म्हणजे काय? Reaction. Internal म्हणजे काय? Member forces. These are the unknown forces that may be external or that may be internal. Okay, these are the unknown reactions or these are the unknown member forces. That's it. In a single statement, the DSI is the unknown forces externally as well as internally. Okay, so DSI in general, it is given by the formula DSI external plus DSI internal. So I will discuss this formula for the truss only. Truss साठी फक्त explain करतो. DSI external plus DSI internal, which is equal to DSI external is given by the formula R minus 3. R minus 3. This is for the DSI external, and DSI internal M minus in bracket 2j minus 3, M minus 2j minus 3. So this is the total formula of DSI for pin jointed plane truss. Here actually R minus 3, here the formula is R minus E, where E is number of available equations. But the as per the syllabus, we are discussing for the plane truss. So that's why available equations are 3, Fx, Fy movement. So that's why I have written 3 here. I have written the 3. Okay. If it is a space truss, then this will be 6. So the general formula for this unit will be, we have to use for truss R minus 3 plus M minus 2J minus 3. हा झाला तुमचा DSI चा फॉर्म्युला. ओके, वेअर R इज, त्यामध्ये सांगा R काय असेल मग हे? व्हॉट इज R? दिस R इज, कोण सांगेल व्हॉट इज R?
Number of reactions.
Yes, very good. These are the number of unknown reactions. And here reaction कशावर depend find out करणार तुम्ही? Depends on the support reactions. Fixed support असेल तर 3 reaction, hinge असेल तर 2 reactions, आणि roller support असेल तर 1 unknown reaction. Now depending on the your support conditions or depending on the supports, R can be worked out. Correct. What is M?
Number of members.
Yes, number of members in a given truss. Very good. And what is J?
Number of joints.
Number of joint, including your supports. Very good. Unknown reactions, number of members, and number of joint, including your supports. Now this is the general formula for the DSI. Okay, so this formula you should know. Now tell me, suppose here R is 4. In this particular case, if I consider R is 4 and this term, this total term is suppose 0. This total term is 0. Okay. Suppose M is 3 and J is 2. म्हणजे हे 0 झाले. Suppose this term is 0. R is 4. Now what is your conclusion? What is your conclusion? R is 4. Yes. What about the DSI then? DSI काय असेल? If R is 4, R काय आहे? 4 आहे. आणि ही टर्म टोटल M minus 2J minus 3 आहे 0. So what is DSI? What is DSI? R minus 3. So what is R? R is 4. 4 minus 3, 1. Okay. R is 4 minus 3. It is the formula. So DSI is 1. So this DSI internal is 0. If DSI internal is 0 and DSI external is 1, so what we have to conclude? What we have to conclude? Yes. If DSI external is 1 and DSI internal म्हणजे काय? M minus 2J minus 3. If that is 0, the given truss is Option A, internally indeterminate. Option B, externally indeterminate. Option C, can't say. Option D, none of the above. सांगा. If the DSI external is 1, DSI external, if it is 1, then the given truss is externally indeterminate. Externally indeterminate. So using the formula, so if you are getting the value of DSI external, then the truss will be externally redundant or externally indeterminate. So if you are getting the value for the DSI internal, then truss will be internally indeterminate. So these two values are very, very important. So R minus 3 plus M minus 2J minus 3. So at a time, either you will get the truss which is externally indeterminate or internally indeterminate. So at a time you don't get any truss which is externally as well as internally indeterminate. Indeterminate लाच आपण काय म्हणतो, redundant. याला शब्द काय आहे, redundant. Indeterminate structure or redundant structure. Either it may be externally or either it may be internally. And how to identify this using the DSI formula that we are going to discuss further in detail. Now next concept, it is for the P analysis. आठवते का बघा, P analysis. काय केलं होतं P analysis मध्ये? Trust point is that way it is easy to understand and it is very simple. P analysis. So what we are going to find out using this P analysis, how to perform, that is the second part. But actually what we are finding out in P analysis and what we are finding out in the K analysis, आपण actually काय find out करतो यामध्ये, कसं करायचं, that I will explain. So what are the unknowns we are finding out in P and K analysis, एवढं सांगा मला. So what are the unknowns we are finding out in P analysis and in K analysis. आपण काय find out करतो using these two analysis, सांगता येईल कुणाला? ऑनलाइन एग्जाम दिलेली आहे तुम्ही, ठीक आहे, 4 ऑप्शन देतो. एक रिएक्शन, सेकंड मेंबर फोर्सेस, सेकंड इज मेंबर फोर्सेस, थर्ड both A and B, and fourth none of the above. सांगा. In P and K analysis, what are the unknowns? Option A, support reactions. Option B, member forces. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. So, yes, Mahesh?
Member force.
Yes, very good. So in these two analysis, our main interest to find out the member forces. Member forces find out करतो आपण. Compressive, tensile, summation fx, summation fy केलं होतं बघा तुम्ही, बघा आठवा. आणि हे रिवाइज करायचं आहे तुम्हाला आज. आज काय तुम्हाला होमवर्क, कोणताही ट्रस्टचा प्रॉब्लेम घ्या SA1 मधला and see how we have performed P analysis and K analysis. कोणता एक प्रॉब्लेम थरोली स्टडी करा, अंडरस्टँड करा, कारण ते आपल्याला लागणार आहे पूर्ण चॅप्टर मध्ये. ठीक आहे, ऍज इट इज आहे, काही चेंज नाही. त्याचा सगळा कोर कॉन्सेप्ट काय आहे, P analysis आणि K analysis जर परफेक्ट फाइंड आउट केला, अगेन DSI यू विल गेट आउट ऑफ मार्क, बाकी काहीच नाही. हे 3च पॉइंट आहेत त्यामध्ये. ओके, अँड दीज आर व्हेरी सिम्पल. जे तुम्ही SA1 मध्ये केलेलं आहे तेच आहे, नॉट मोर दॅन दॅट. So in P analysis and K analysis, our main unknowns are the member forces. These are the member forces. Member forces find out करायचे आहेत. So how to find out the member forces? There are various methods. Section method is there, joint method is there. So we have used the joint method, and in this syllabus also we are using the joint method by applying summation fx equal to 0 at a joint and summation fy equal to 0. Using only these two conditions, we have to find out the member forces. So basically this P force, it is the member force due to the given loading condition, and the K analysis, K force, this is the member force due to the application of unit load. Application of unit load. Okay. So these are the 3 points you have to study. Revision of truss analysis from SA1. आज तुम्हाला SA1 चं नोटबुक काढायची आहे किंवा नेटवरती सर्च करा ट्रस अनालिसिस मध्ये व्हॉट इज पी अनालिसिस, के अनालिसिस अँड व्हॉट इज DSI. ह्या 3 गोष्टी तुम्हाला थरोली स्टडी करायच्या आहेत. ओके. Now these are the basic point we are required for this flexibility method for the truss. So this flexibility method, it is also called as the force method because this depends on the unknown redundant forces. Okay. Now the basic next point, the unknown redundant forces are selected. So initially what we have to find out, we have to find out the DSI. काय फाइंड आउट करायचं बघा, अगोदर DSI फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. त्यासाठी आपल्याला DSI चे फॉर्म्युले पार्ट पाहिजे आहेत व्यवस्थित. कशाचे पार्ट करायचे, एक बीम, फ्रेम आणि ट्रस, तीनच गोष्टीचे फॉर्म्युले पार्ट करायचे आहेत. फॉर बीम इट इज R-3, for frame it is R-3 plus 3 into C, and for a truss that is R-3 plus M minus 2J minus 3. तीनच फॉर्म्युले आहेत, ते पार्ट करायचे आहेत. So using that formula, initially what we have to find out, we have to find out the redundant forces. So how many forces are redundant or unknown, that we have to select. Suppose there are 3 forces are redundant, then we have to select any one redundant force and we have to remove it. 3 forces जर असतील redundant किंवा DSI जर 3 असेल, then we have to get basic statically determinate structure. पहिल्यांदा स्ट्रक्चर काय बघा, इनिशियली स्ट्रक्चर इज indeterminate structure, then we have to convert that indeterminate structure to the basic statically determinate structure. डिटर्मिनेट मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं आहे. कसं कन्वर्ट करणार, बाय रिमूव्हिंग सिलेक्टेड रिडंडंट फोर्सेस. म्हणजे जे आपण DSI व्हॅल्यू फाइंड आउट करणार आहोत, 2, 3, 4 जे असतील ते, त्यातले फोर्सेस जे आहेत ते आपल्याला रिमूव्ह करायचे आहेत. इफ यू रिमूव्ह द रिडंडंट फोर्सेस, द स्ट्रक्चर विल बी स्टॅटिकली डिटर्मिनेट. स्ट्रक्चर कसं होईल मग, स्टॅटिकली डिटर्मिनेट होईल. म्हणजे इनिशियली DSI फाइंड आउट करा, फोर्सेस आयडेंटिफाय करा किती अननोन आहेत, त्यानंतर ते फोर्सेस रिमूव्ह करा स्ट्रक्चर मधनं. Once you remove that forces which are redundant, the structure will be determinate. Structure कसा असेल, statically determinate असेल. Okay, this is the second point. Next, so that basic determinate structure, it is also called as the released structure. बघा याला काय म्हणतात, released structure, because we are releasing the redundant forces. जे forces select केलेले आहेत आपण redundant 1, 2, 3 as per the DSI, we are releasing it, we are removing it, so that's why it is called as the released structure. Okay, then after this released structure determination, we have to find out the displacement. Baga, what is the flexibility, it is the displacement caused by the unit force. Means our main interest, the core concept in the flexibility is to find out the displacement. Okay, is to get the displacement. Displacement find out करायचा आहे आपल्याला फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी मध्ये. DSI फाइंड आउट करा. ओके, DSI फाइंड आउट केला, त्यानंतर काय केलं आपण, रिडंडंट फोर्सेस सिलेक्ट केले, देन वी हॅव रिमूव्ह दॅट रिडंडंट फोर्सेस आपण रिमूव्ह केले, रिलीज केले, स्ट्रक्चर झालं रिलीज स्ट्रक्चर. नाउ नेक्स्ट, गेट द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. मग काय करायचं आपल्याला, वी हॅव टू फाइंड आउट द डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ दिस रिलीज्ड स्ट्रक्चर. ह्या स्ट्रक्चर साठी डिस्प्लेसमेंट फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. कसं फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे, इनिशियली ड्यू टू द गिव्हन लोडिंग कंडिशन. डिस्प्लेसमेंट 2 गोष्टीमुळे फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. फर्स्ट, फाइंड आउट द डिस्प्लेसमेंट ड्यू टू द गिव्हन लोडिंग कंडिशन, पॉइंट लोड, UDL, whatever it may be loading. So due to that loading condition, get the displacement, deflection. Okay. Second, find out the displacement due to the unit force corresponding to the redundant member or redundant force. Okay, corresponding to your Q, or we can say redundant force R. Okay, so first find out the displacement due to the given loading condition. This is our P analysis. This is our P analysis. And then find out the displacement due to the unit force. This is our K analysis. That's it. P analysis करायचं इथं आणि K analysis करायचं आहे. Okay. After P and K analysis, means once you get the displacement due to the given loading condition as well as unit loading condition, next we have to apply the compatibility equation. So this flexibility method, it depends on one equation, and that equation is compatibility equation, and the equation is given as dq is equal to dql plus f into q. ओके, हे 4 एलिमेंट आहेत. सो टोटल फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी मेथड इट डिपेंड्स ऑन दिस सिंगल इक्वेशन. ह्या सिंगल इक्वेशन वरती डिपेंड आहे. वेअर dq इज डिस्प्लेसमेंट इन द गिव्हन स्ट्रक्चर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द सिलेक्टेड रिडंडंट. सिंकिंग ऑफ सपोर्ट जर दिला असेल तरच हा एलिमेंट येणार. सपोर्ट सेटलमेंट दिलं असेल तरच येणार. 99% केसेसमध्ये डीक्यू काय असतं, 0 असतं. सिंकिंग ऑफ सपोर्ट जर दिलं नसेल प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये, सो डायरेक्टली दिस विल बी 0. सो दॅट्स वाय डिस्प्लेसमेंट इन द गिव्हन स्ट्रक्चर. ऑलरेडी प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये जर दिलं असेल, गिव्हन असेल सो अँड सो सपोर्ट इट इज हॅव्हिंग द सेटलमेंट, तरच हा डीक्यू येणार, नाहीतर काय 0. 99% केसेस डीक्यू विल बी 0. DQL, this is the displacement corresponding to the redundant force in basic determinate structure due to the applied load. Displacement due to the applied load म्हणजे काय, डिफ्लेक्शन फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे ड्यू टू द लोडिंग कंडिशन. आणि हे कसं फाइंड आउट करायचं, SA1 डिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ ट्रस इज गिवन बाय समेशन ऑफ PKL बाय AE. ओके, म्हणजे आपल्याला काय करायचं इथं, पी अनालिसिस करायचं आणि के अनालिसिस करायचं आहे. ठीक आहे, दॅट इज DQL. दिस इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट करस्पॉन्डिंग टू द रिडंडंट इन अ गिवन रिलीज्ड स्ट्रक्चर. नेक्स्ट is F and Q. Next is what? Flexibility. Now flexibility of truss, it is given by the formula K square L divided by AE. जसं डिफ्लेक्शन दिलेलं आहे समेशन PKL by AE, तसं फ्लेक्झिबिलिटीचं आहे समेशन K square L divided by AE. And the last is the unknown redundant forces that we have to calculate. Q is the unknown. हे Q आपल्याला फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. So this is the compatibility equation. Now next सेशनच्या अगोदर ट्रस अनालिसिसचं व्यवस्थित स्टडी करायचं आहे. DSI, then P analysis,